Hello, I'm Dave Koch, and today we're looking at how to avoid burnout in your job, which is definitely something that might happen. Real quick, I'll just tell you what I do. Um, I am lucky enough to live here in Utah, and I know a lot of people think, Utah, what is that? It's just some big desert. And yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a giant desert, but it's so much more. I can go 2 hours that way and I'm in the salt flats. And let me tell you, that is an amazing place. It's like something you've never seen. Just straight flat salt all the way to the horizon. It is freaky weird. An hour and a half that way, I can go to alpine meadows. I can go to lakes way up in the pines that you wouldn't believe. Like you think you were in Switzerland or Austria or something. Then 3 hours that way, and I'm in Roadrunner Coyote country. It looks exactly like those Maurice Noble drawings from the old Roadrunner Coyote cartoons. And I've seen places that look like fantasy drawings. They're so weird and and yet they're real. You know what I mean? And so for me, I kind of look at my life as a yin and yang, and I think I've mentioned this already too. But my yin is my real estate business, which is my work. But my yang is heading down to Moab or to Zion National Park or something like that, and it is the perfect antithesis of everything I have to do in real estate. I'm on my own, and one of the things I've done recently to help me refresh my own brain is I bought a 4x5 camera, a film camera, and it's been so refreshing for me to return to film because I started in film. Yes, I'm that old. But photography almost becomes mindless now. You just set an exposure, turn the dial, hit the button, move on to the next. With film, you have to be very, very deliberate. There's so much that goes into creating a shot, and you can't just keep shooting. You shoot one, and you want that one to be perfect, and it's again the antithesis of everything I do professionally, and I find that so much more fun. I just recently did a trip with Dan Milstein from back east, and we spent probably it was a whirlwind tour, a day and a half maybe down in Moab. But we were up at 4 a.m. and we were out till 10, 11 at night shooting Milky Ways and stuff. And even though, we were sleeping 3 or 4 hours a night, we were so refreshed and our brains were so reinvigorated with passion for photography that it was just amazing. So much so that I now have a gang of 12 real estate photographers from all over the country. I mean, Florida, Reno, Seattle, Portland, Denver, and Denver has some great, great stuff there too. But yeah, a bunch of my friends are coming in and we'll be pounding all around. I think we're going to do 4 days in Moab and hit Goblin Valley and a lot of other places. And I think I'm hoping it'll do for them what it does for me. And that's re-inspire you to take the best pictures possible. Because that's what it's all about for me, is taking the best pictures I possibly can. All right, let's get into this and how we can deal with your burnout and reinvigorating your desire and your passion for photography. The first thing to do is to recognize the signs of burnout. And, obviously it's the first and most obvious is you just don't care anymore. But some other signs are, increased fatigue, increased irritability, obviously the loss of motivation, and just making mistakes you shouldn't be making, missing a shot or forgetting something. You're losing focus on what you're doing. And that's a good sign that you need a good shakeup. And the first and easiest answer, take a vacation. But if you're feeling overwhelmed by your job or unmotivated or you're just dreading work, chances are you are um, at least approaching burnout. I mean, let's face it, we have the best job in the world. This is a job like no other. Every day is different. Every day is fun. Every day you get to stretch your creative muscles. It's so cool. But if you're losing the passion for that, it's a sign that you need to do something to shake things up, because this should be something that you enjoy doing every day. I get up and I'm just so excited. I'm so passionate about photography that on my vacations, I shoot more pictures than I do at work. It's the way I am. Photography is what I am. If you're feeling that overwhelmed, too much work, that sort of thing, one of the first things you can do is, and this is important, you should probably do this anyway, but you should set boundaries on your work. I'm open 9 to 5. If you call me after that time, I'm not answering the phone. It goes to voicemail. There are so many people that just setting those boundaries around their work times, not answering phones outside of that, not editing outside of that. There's so many people I know that once they set those boundaries, they're back to loving life again. Another thing you can do is learn to say no. It's okay to say no. When I first started down, I could not turn down a single job. I didn't care where it was. I didn't care what I was doing. I took every job. But there comes a point in time where you've got to say no. As you refine your business more and you come more and more into your niche, and these jobs come up that are outside of your niche, it's okay to say no. Look at automation to pick up some of the extra work that you don't necessarily need to do. Zapier, I think, is one of the things that you can send out that email 2 days after you've invoiced someone to say, hey, you haven't paid your invoice. Automate that stuff. Don't take that on yourself. Get as many automated tasks going as you can, and don't feel tied to your desk or your computer. You can hire an assistant, either like an admin assistant, a virtual assistant, an editor, anything like that. Something to take some of your workload off will just ease the pressure on your shoulders and let you breathe again. Focus on your strengths and the things you're good at and the things you love doing. If you absolutely hate editing, send it all to Vietnam or India or the Philippines. Let somebody else do that. Take that off your shoulders. Do the things you like. Do the things you're passionate about. Sometimes it's good to just reignite your passion. Like I said in the open, I returned to film, and that it reinvigorated photography for me in so many different ways. It made me think about what I enjoy, which is composition and putting images together and studying the image till everything is just perfect. Find something like that. Find what really got you into photography to begin with and go back to that. And I guarantee you're going to feel refreshed and happy again. You're going to smile when you see your camera. Or you can take the opposite extreme and do something completely new and different, something maybe that you've always wanted to try, something like, say, astrophotography. It's not that easy, but it is fun and it's very rewarding. Celebrate your wins. Enter contests and put pictures in. And when you win, go buy yourself a really nice dinner. Buy yourself a good bottle of wine. Do something like that. Celebrate your successes. Let's say I'm going to win Photographer of the Year next year when you're just starting out. That's an impossible goal. But you know what? Start with, I'm going to win Photographer of the Month. And then the next year, I'm going to win it twice. And just keep doing things like that. Do things in smaller chunks and set your goals closer and less long term and make them achievable and realistic. For me, it was important to focus on quality over quantity. Now I spend that time that I did, like on a film camera, in a home. I'm not rushed and have to finish a home in a half an hour, 45 minutes. I can spend 2 or 3 hours and craft it and make images that I'm very happy with and that I think represent the house better than a quick run through shooting and then running out will do. And that has helped me enjoy the process of real estate photography a lot more. Constantly circle back and reassess where you're at. Reassess your workload and how much you're working and see if that's where you want it to be. If you're still working too much, make more adjustments. There's always, this feedback cycle and use that and get to where you want to be and then keep your business working there. The 3 best ways to avoid or take care of burnout is to set boundaries around your work, to delegate responsibility, and to give yourself the self-care you need and deserve. If you can set goals, make sure that they're achievable goals. Make sure that you're not biting off more than you can chew. And if possible, go back and visit those things that first started your passion for photography. Revisit those and do those. Or conversely, try something brand new. Try something you've never tried before in photography. We've got one more episode coming up, and that is going to be kind of fun. We're going to examine the question of what does success look like? And that may not be as easy a question to answer as you think. My pro tip for this episode, taking care of yourself and giving yourself time off is not a luxury. It's a necessity. You need that time off to recharge and to refill your battery and to get that passion back again. Don't forget, you are the most important component of the whole photography business because you're at the center of it. Take care of that most important part. Well, I hope you got something out of this episode. This has been a somewhat shortened version. The full-length version is available on my website. Follow the link below in the description.